All right, Danny, if you're in the room with us, are you ready to take some questions?
Yes.
All right, so I guess we'll go with, I'm sorry, we had Robin Vaughn first, right? Did you have a question? I think you're on mute, Robin. I do it all the time.
Sorry, I'm with Congressman Michael Burgess' office. Our pending the congressman's reelection next month and redistricting our new congressional district lines we will have most of a large part of Denton County, but we will be gaining all of Cook County and the southern portion of Wise County. So I'm just interested to find out what programs might be based in those areas right now and what potentially could be available to those more rural parts of our district that we haven't had before.
Well, all the programs that I discussed are available in all the counties, with the exception of the ineligible areas, which would be the ones that do not meet the rural area criteria of 50,000 or less. Now, we do have a website that you or your constituents can use to go in and actually, all they do is type in an address, and that program will allow them, or it'll come back with a result of whether or not it falls into the eligible area for that specific program.
Just a follow-up question, the designation for rural area, is that within the municipal jurisdiction or the county? How do you make that determination?
Well, it's actually based on census data. And we have, as I said, we have this website that the people go into and type in an address and it gives you a result. But it's all based on population density. There's no city limits or territorial jurisdictions or any of that really doesn't come into play. It's all based on census data. You could possibly have an urban area with very little population density, which you otherwise might think is ineligible. It could actually be eligible because there's not a high concentration of people there. So there's.
Will you post that link will it be as part of the slides, or can you post it in the chat?
Yes, we can get that.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions for Danny? So while we wait, Danny, are there any other new programs or some programs that go on, let's say, iterations or on schedules that people should be aware of or kind of look for? Like, if I remember correctly, I think VAPG does something like that where they have an application period and then it closes, but it'll open again. Is there anything on the horizon?
No, most of our grant programs have annual funding cycles, and each one of them will have a notice of funding availability or notice of solicitation of applications that's published in the Federal Register. And that will actually specify the application windows for each specific program. Typically, those start to come out in January. Some may come out in December. But most of the application windows take place in the spring. And most of our grant programs are awarded in the summer of each year. Our other programs, like the Business and Industry Guaranteed Loan, the Rural Energy for America program, those are ongoing programs that do not have specific application windows. Lenders can submit requests for guarantees at any time of the year.
Perfect, thanks for that. So we do have kind of a smaller group in here, so I thought if I could just kind of call by name. Molly, did you have anything in particular that you were hoping to get some more information about? Or can you tell us a little bit about what brought you to today's presentation?
Okay, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I'm having a little trouble today. All right, so my question is, I'm working with the Texas PACE program pretty closely, and in an upcoming grant application, I'm trying to work with communities in our area, which is Texoma, um, to adopt the PACE program so that they can get some green, environmentally friendly improvements done. And my question is whether the program that you talked about also works with PACE, the REAP program.
We have worked with PACE in the past. And I'm sure there's a way that we can, explore options of how to, make the programs complement each other. We can talk offline if you have more details about the program and specifically what type of assistance PACE is providing and what other gaps there are that are needing additional funding.
Sure, I can certainly do that. But does REAP serve public buildings or just private?
Well, the eligible applicants for REAP include small rural businesses, and a small rural business under REAP is defined as a business that meets the Small Business Administration small business size standards. Those are typically based on number of employees or annual revenues based on the industry, North American Industry Classification System code. So if a private business would be eligible if they meet the definition of a small rural business. The other type of eligible.
I'm sorry, what about a town hall?
A town hall probably would not if the applicant is not a small rural business or an agriculture producer.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, like I said, we do have a small group in here. So Danny, if there's anything else you wanted to add or anything that you didn't touch on in the presentation, this would be a great opportunity to do that. Or we can leave this room and go back to the main room for any final thoughts or information after they wrap up the other breakout rooms.
Well, just that, we continue to get new programs to be administered by business and cooperative programs. Recently, a lot of those have been targeting the food supply chain. And, we are going to be assigned another program very, very soon that deals with the fertilizer industry. There is a great, situation similar to what's going on with the meat industry that's taking place in the fertilizer industry. And USDA has an initiative to try to assist in that in resolving those issues with some programs that target businesses that produce fertilizer. Other than that, just that really looking forward to another strong year in our programs. We have a lot of activity right now in our guaranteed loan programs, and we're also looking for all the grant programs to open up their application windows so we can start assisting with that.
All right, perfect. Danny, thank you again so much for presenting today. I'm going to head back over to the main room if everybody wants to do that too, or hang out in here. Prit is going to send a sort of like a countdown when we're going to wrap up the break rooms. And then I'm sure she's mentioned this already, but we're going to send out slides and contact information to everyone who joined us today if you need that information or have any follow-up questions.
Jen, One question that came up about the rural area website link.
Mhm.
Would you be able to provide that so that it can be sent out to everybody?
Yes, I made a note of that. Thank you for reminding me too, though, but I'll let Prit know to include that in her email that she sends out with the slides and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, all right. I'm going to head back over to the main room and stop sharing my screen here. And then if you have any other questions, you can also pop those in the chat in the main room if you're back there as well. Thanks for everyone's time. Thank you for your time, Danny. And thank you for the great
Jen.
questions.